This is big. This is exciting. This is really neat. I'm really stoked to be doing this because he hasn't done too much media yet. And like, are we one of the first? I think we're one of the first. Are we one of the first people? Tim Warmels.
Yeah, you could be one of the first.
Wow. Tim Warmels is the latest and greatest. And I know the other one, Brad Smith, you're way better looking than him. Yeah. So you are, Brad's a buddy of mine, don't worry. You're going to be the new Bachelor. Bachelor Canada.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm excited.
That's great. I mean, it's one of my favorite shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my guilty pleasure. It actually is. When does the show premiere?
In probably about 4 hours.
It's tonight?
Yeah, no, 3 hours.
Get the fuck out of here.
8 o'clock tonight.
I didn't realize it was starting tonight.
Come watch me get dumped by 25 girls.
Oh, yeah, no. Stop it. Yeah, come watch a lot of wet panties, right, Casey Stewart? Yeah, so where can we watch this tonight?
It's on City.
Okay, so City, look for it, obviously. You can find it, City TV. Very cool. My goodness, are you nervous for it to premiere?
A little bit, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never, I don't do this. This isn't my scene. I don't know how I'm going to come off.
What's your background, Tim?
I was a biz student down at Western and then moved to the city. I was an investment banker for a while and then got into the tech scene.
Into the tech scene. Do you have a startup? You have like apps and stuff? Or
Yeah. So I have a startup and then a small construction company and a couple rental properties up in Little Italy. So.
Wow, very cool. I got to ask you about the investment world first.
Sure.
So Tim Warmels, how old are you?
28.
28. What a gentleman. You look like a movie star. Like you look like, honestly, you
just pumping my tires?
No, dude, you have a nice look to you. No, you have a nice smile, but you have like a nice jaw structure. You just look like that guy that stands out in a room. It's the facts. Nice. Were you a decent athlete too?
Yeah. I did okay.
Everything.
Yeah. Casey Stewart, he's right?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, your
Thanks,
ass.
Casey.
Yeah, that's coming later. Don't worry. Okay.
Hey,
guys like that stuff.
Me or him?
Not here. This is why City might not allow us to have guests in the future. But we're a bit juvenile.
I thought this was a kid's show.
Yeah, far from it. No. Well, listen, Tim. So I have to ask you about the investment world because you're obviously not in it anymore. But is it kind of filled with douchebags? Is that a fair question for me to ask? No, really.
I mean, you can ask whatever you want.
Yeah. Is that a tough world as a dude, as a confident dude to work in, though? Because I know a lot of great bankers, and I know a lot of guys who are just really, so many people are so full of shit, I find, in that world, that there's like this attitude, this ego. It's almost like there's a lot of jockey type of personalities when you don't really ever get to the heart of it. And at some point, when you're working with people's money, you really want to feel like you connect with someone on an emotional level.
Look, a lot of those guys work a number of steps removed from the actual money. So I don't think that a lot of people feel that they're actually working with a lot of people's money. What it takes to do well in that world is a ridiculous amount of testosterone, whether you're a man or a woman, and, along with that, some deep balls. And a lot of times that type of competitiveness can come off as douchey.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, I think 10% of the people that work in that world are really happy at what they're doing. And the other 90% aren't really happy. They're there for the money. And that's okay. That's fine. But when you're working at something that you're only there for the money, you tend, you're not as happy at what you're doing. And again, therefore, you tend to come off as a little bit more mean than you might otherwise would.
But it's an aggressive industry.
It's a very aggressive industry.
Yeah.
To do well at something that competitive, it has to be an aggressive industry.
Now, did you get out of it because you wanted to keep all your perfect hair? Is that what's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I just didn't like the amount of hours that I had to work. I was lazy.
Because you really do. It's a lot of it's whining and dining and entertaining and always being available and all that stuff. There's a lot to do. So then you go into the tech world. So you're smart. So is there any obviously the business and the training at University of Western and all this stuff helps for that. But did someone approach you with an idea and said, instead of raising my own capital for bankers, I want to do it for my own stuff? Is that sort of...
No, I just felt that would be the place in which I would be able to feel that I was creating the most value. So a lot of the times when you're working for big companies, you feel very removed from the value that you're creating.
Casey loves you. She's like, you're so hot. That was such a hot answer.
Just more value. And just keep going. Talk slower.
It was nice to be. It's nice to be closer to that value creation. It's nice to be on the ground and running with it. And when something doesn't work, you can leave it. And when it is working, you can be really close to that feeling.
Is there something we might know that you've worked on that's out there? Is there a new app coming? Is there something you want to plug in that world? Yeah.
Arete Labs, we kind of opened up a new section where we're doing stuff for other people right now. I found some amazing talent through them working for me and doing stuff for myself. Most of what I create personally is pretty far-fetched, and if it ever hits, it's going to hit big, and that's great. But a lot of it falls on its face too.
Sure, but you're taking those chances to be like the next Zuckerberg.
Absolutely,
that's your goal.
That's the idea. You got to experiment. You got to do weird stuff.
A much better looking Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, Zuckerberg, thumbs down that guy.
I don't know if my head's going to be able to fit out the door after this interview.
Yeah, no, I'm good at blowing smoke up guest ass so they come back. Yeah, it's when you leave I talk all the trash.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
No. So Tim Warmels, and do you come from a fairly affluent background too? Is that part of it? Because you just seem very grounded, but also very respectful, but very focused.
I grew up in the countryside.
Yeah.
Playing hockey and working on the farms around my parents'
And
place.
he's got farm strength.
Damn it.
Farm strength. He's a perfect human being. Yeah.
We'll go ride horses after
Yeah.
this time.
Do you ride horses? Yeah. Okay, cool. So then how do you get approached to do the Bachelor Canada? How do they find you?
Oh, apparently the process is very similar to the girls. You have like the open calls or whatever. They go around to all the cities. I never did that. One of my friends was friends with the producers, and they thought that there was a fit. And my buddy said, hey, you should talk to these guys. And it was really weird. It was like day 1, I'm talking to the producers over Skype, and day 14, I got a contract in hand. And I'm like, geez,
They just knew.
Your life is going to change.
And was that ever a hesitation of yours to actually sign the contract? Was that something that went through you going, I don't know if I'm ready to jump into this big fire? And it is a big fire because all of Canada will know you in 3 hours.
Yeah, apparently that's how that works. No, you know what? When you first start thinking about it, you're like, oh, yeah, I'll be the Bachelor. That's hilarious. And then like day 2, you're like, wait, okay, so it's 2 months of my life. I kind of have to put everything that I've been working on hold. And then you start really thinking about the ramifications that this is going to have in your life, and that you are really, trying to find a wife. And then you're like, whoa, this is big. And then when you start signing the contract, you're like, I'm all in. This is it.
You got to do it.
Yeah. And the weird thing is like, I did the bar dating scene. I've even done online dating. I've done all that stuff. And I was single and 28. So I was like, I can either try this for the next 2 months, or I can do the same thing that I've been doing the last 6 years.
Why not take a chance? Why not just put yourself out there? And obviously, you have thick skin from an athlete background and stuff, working in that investment world you talk about. No, really, because that's one of the things. And, it's funny. I know Brad very well, and I know that Brad Smith had a somewhat of a public breakup, which was tough. And it's weird because he stayed in TV after, so people followed his career and everything. And he's such a gem. He's one of, and not only is Brad Smith a gem, he's like one of the funniest guys I've ever known. And that's neat to see his personality come out after the show, because you really get to see how quirky this fella is.
Yeah.
But I mean, with you, like, have you had talks with people saying, hey, listen, Tim, there's going to be people who are going to be hard on you on Twitter. People are going to rip into you. People are going to probably call you a douchebag, but people are also going to say, I'm in love with him. He's perfect. Like, are you ready for those kind of volatile responses that you'll get?
Yeah, I think you have to be. I mean, when I first signed the contract, I just had to sit there and be like, this is going to go very badly and very well, all at the same time. And if you're not prepped for that, you really probably shouldn't do it.
So you're prepared. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Go ahead and rip into me after.
No, I
I'm
can.
gone.
I've been blowing smoke over your ass from the second you walked in here. But do you have like a siblings, brothers, sisters, or?
Yeah. I got one brother. He's 5 years older than me.
Okay, so he must chirp you all the time.
He's pretty good at it. My friends, my friends are the absolute worst because they know that I went into it for the right reasons, so they don't feel bad about chirping the hell out of me.
They're preparing
terrifying.
you. So now you filmed the show, and I know you can't talk too much about it, but can you at least tell us, and we'll see it tonight, your reaction? What is it? Is it 25 women that you meet right away?
25 women I will meet apparently this evening.
Yes.
And you will see me give out 15 roses.
Wow. So your first reaction, though, give us a little teaser without saying too much, when you know that there are 25 women coming here for you. I mean, this is a guy's fantasy. It is.
It's a guy's fantasy for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
then you
but
gotta
then
deal
it's
with it.
probably
And then
like,
you get into it.
because they're all like
Catty.
girls and like fighting and like
Too much emotion. I'd rather hang out at Earl's. yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst is standing there. No, the second worst is standing there on the driveway while 5 limos pull up with 5 girls in each limo, because
Sounds terrible, Tim.
You're thinking no, it's the second worst. It's the second worst because you're thinking my future wife could pop out of the door at any point in time, and that will get your nerves going. The worst part is when they all go inside the house to start the cocktail party, and you finish outside, and then you have to come in and make the toast in front of all 25. And you're like, I have to sound like not an idiot in the most pressured situation possible.
Did you ever consider coming out and doing that first toast naked?
Just walk in and take off your shirt.
Do that.
I feel like that's why. Well, that's probably why I've never been searched to be the next bachelor or whatever. But I would just come out and be like, "All right, ladies, this is the deal.
Shirts off party.
Yeah, one of you lucky broads are gonna end up with this guy. What do you think of my ass?" Like, no, I don't know what I would do, but I would have fun with it. Are there some ladies that you met that were comical?
Yeah. Because you never know what a guy is going to fall for. No matter how well you know a friend, if you were to set him up on blind dates, you're going to mess it up once or twice.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You're going to set him up with people that he doesn't like. But so they try to find a wide range of very interesting people who are sweethearts, and just, they try to get a lot of personalities in there, which is great because you just never know who a guy is going to fall for.
Wow, and I guess one of the things that we'll learn when this next series starts tonight, it airs every what day are we? What are we? Every Thursday for the next, what is it, 12, 13 weeks? Is it 10 weeks? Wow. I guess what we're going to learn is, and this is the greatest thing about The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, is you do see everyone has a favorite, and everyone has an aesthetic favorite, and then everyone has a favorite who they just think is a good person. It's usually how it works. They don't want the bitches, and they don't want, I'm not saying women are bitches. I'm just saying there's always a few on every episode, and then they don't want the dudes who come across as big douchebags. Everyone kind of, it's like a betting thing. It's almost like a favorite sports team at this point. And then at some point you do see guys or girls sometimes choose someone who isn't the best looking and someone who they actually relate to and stuff, and that's the humility that comes out of this program. So I mean, I'm really excited to see this journey for you over the next 10 weeks.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really kind of neat. And are you renting out a pool hall to watch it or something?
I'm gonna go home to my mom and dad right now, actually. I'm 28 and I'm gonna go see my mom.
Oh my goodness, and there must be a part of the program. Was that a neat experience for your parents?
It was, actually, yeah. And it was even more interesting because they were slightly hesitant at the beginning of this. Yeah, the traditional background, and they're your parents. They love me. They just want the best for me. They were, I think, slightly worried that something bad was going to happen to me. And it was nice because halfway through the filming of it, I got to see them. And I think they just saw something in me that said, whatever happens at the end of this, it's going to be a positive thing for him. So,
well, it's got to be a positive experience. And again, the only advice I would give with someone with about a 10th of the fame you're going to have, not probably 100th of the fame, is truly just let shit slide off your back and don't engage in people who are going to try and rip into you, because people will do that. I'm sure they coach you very well over at City and Rogers and stuff. But I mean, really, and it's tough sometimes being a dude not ripping into the people who kind of attack you. And there's always attackers because there's haters and there's people who are very jealous of you, and there's going to be a lot of guys who are pumped for, like, one of our homies going, yeah, he's get to choose from 25. See all those hot asses, like 23 of them I would totally take home at least. But I mean, it's what a neat experience. It's actually kind of cool to talk to you now, and I hope we can talk to you after it, and I'm sure we'll meet someone that you end up with. It usually works out that way.
Hey, no, who knows? Maybe I'm single right now.
Yeah,
you never know.
You never know. This would be the toughest part for me, is the non-disclosure agreement too. I wear all my emotions on my sleeve. I'm like, it's Bianca.
I need to tell the world.
Yeah, shit. Well, now we can't air the program. There's no. Casey, do you have any questions for our guest?
Was there? Well, no, because not really too much, because I want to ask you, but you can't really talk about the show. Oh, like you can't talk about it.
Can you give a hint of what the coolest thing you did? Like, you got up in a helicopter, flew over Niagara Falls. Is there something you're allowed to say that was just a really neat experience?
There was a couple dates that I got to scare the hell out of the girls.
Oh, I bet that was hilarious.
Was really enjoyable.
Clearly not the ones you liked. Yeah. Well, listen, Tim. Stay in touch. Have you set up your Twitter handle and your Facebook page?
Yeah,
and stuff?
absolutely.
Yeah?
We'll keep
Where can we find you there?
You can find me at BatchCanTim on Twitter and Timbo0505 on Instagram.
Timbo.
Timbo. Is that like a nickname from college or something?
No.
University?
Oddly, no one calls me that but my mom.
Oh, well, that's
weird.
so cute, Timbo.
Who does it Timbo? Yeah.
Now everyone's going to call me Timbo. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, you put it on your Twitter handle, man.
Yeah, I got you. I just tweeted to everyone that you were right beside me. So
Nice.
they just told the whole free world.
What does the guy have? He has what would you say, Casey? Like a James Franco look to him or something?
Yeah,
or?
kind of, but
Yeah.
a bit. But James Franco before he cut his hair up. But James Franco's kind of started to go down. But you got that very kind of classic, you'd be definitely like catalog model kind of thing. Did
With
you
the
ever do
personality, yeah.
runway? Did you ever do? Have you done modeling? Maybe you'll do some after this.
I did a very small amount of modeling after I left the corporate world. It was really just because I wanted to be in somewhere creative and have something to do other than the tech stuff. But
yeah, definitely. Well, I'm sure you'll be doing a lot more things of that sort now.
How many of these
I
women
might just run away after this.
You're going to go into hiding at your parents' farm.
I'm gonna go die on a sailboat in the middle of the Caribbean or
Sail
something.
away.
What a great life. No, I have a feeling it's going to turn out great for you. But I mean, God, did at least 80% of them give you a boner at one point?
Yeah, can you have sex in the show?
Well, Todd, as you said, things don't work as well as they were doing when you were 17.
Yeah, I'm sure. My goodness, I just the pick of the litter, dude. That's the craziest.
Hey, you say pick of the litter.
Yeah.
That's a two-way street that not a lot of people get. They got to like you, too.
Yep, they got to like you. Well, I guess. And I guess weighing it, was it weird, though, knowing it is live TV? I mean, live to be recorded. But I don't know what to ask because I know you can't give a lot away. But did you sense that some were just in it for the TV fame as opposed to meeting someone that they actually got along with?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You're trying to figure out if people's emotions are true or not. But the cool thing about having cameras in your face that whole time is that you very, very quickly have them melt away because you realize that you're doing something that is going to have huge ramifications for your life.
100%.
And so it's
you got to be on your best behavior and you got to be consistent.
Well, yeah, but it's more like I got a big question here. Screw all the periphery stuff. I don't care that there's cameras here. I don't care what we're doing. I got a way bigger decision in my life right now that's happening. And so all of that stuff just
let it subside.
Falls by the wayside and you're like, don't care that there's cameras here. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm focused on, this thing that might affect my life.
It will.
I have one last question, and I'm sorry, it's a bit lowbrow, but I've always meant to ask Brad this, but I never asked him. And I've done a ton of reality shows, but never follow me around for weeks and weeks. I've done 7 different reality shows here in Canada, one-offs. But when you got to go and take a massive dump, can you just look at the guys and be like, hey, listen, Rogers, I love you, city people, everything, and 25 ladies, I'll be back in about 10 minutes, okay? That would be the most pressure on me in the world.
They take care of you.
I mean, you're wipe
shooting.
your ass for you.
He's big time, this Tim Warmels. Yeah.
You're shooting 12 hours a day, and if you're not shooting, you're on an international flight. They're around you all the time. They know how to take care of you. It's good.
Good. Well, I'm sure that the TV show will take care of us. People love The Bachelor, man. And no, really, people get addicted to this program, guys and girls. And I joked earlier when I said it's my guilty pleasure. It truly is. And it is definitely most guys' guilty pleasure. And it doesn't hurt that they're going to be looking at 25 hot chicks tonight, I'm sure. So very cool. Good luck to you. And please, can we do some follow-up when it's all over?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Tim Warmels, the latest Canadian Bachelor, premieres tonight at, is it 8? 8 o'clock on City TV. It's a Rogers property, and we're stoked to follow your progress, man.
Thank you very much, man.
It's so cool.
That's so
It's
cool.
so
I'll
neat.
be watching.
You'll be watching.
Yeah,
you'll be watching. Okay, I don't know what to do now. I've dreams of. I just got married recently. You want any marriage advice?
Yeah, from you?
Yeah,
yeah, I do.
Did you used to listen to the old show? Because you mentioned Toddy Tickles. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Toddy Tickles. God damn.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm 41 now. Not that jerk off on Moss Park that I used to be.
So, are you going to give me some marriage advice? If I'm possibly.
So it's the oldest phrase in the world. They call it happy wife, happy life, that sort of thing. But the one thing I will tell you is this: bite your tongue.
Touche.
And I'm the most outspoken person in the world, even more so when I don't have a mic or a camera in front of my face, and I just let it go.
I can't imagine how that
Try hanging out with me in a traffic jam and doing road rage. But really, the other thing is though, and I'll say this, and I don't know how it ends up for you, but and I'm actually going to sound sincere here, not like being a goofball, but there is something about recognizing that someone is by your side who is truly making you a better human being. And the biggest struggle is not that person is there, it's that we don't want to be better human beings because we're dumb jocks at the end of the day. So you recognize it's okay to mature, it's okay to grow up, and it's okay to learn from someone else who most likely knows better than you do. As egotistical as we all, as dudes as we all are, we all think we know it, but we don't. And there's a lot of pleasure you get in that long-term pleasure, and short-term satisfaction is the easiest thing in the world to accomplish. It's the long-term pleasure that's tough. And I'm not even a year in and I'm talking like this, but I hope it ends up that way, and we'll see. I know that Brad had a tough time with his breakup, and I hope for you it works out, because at the end of the day, this is real passion. So and hopefully real love.
The Todd Shapiro show, it's
deep.
like intellectual and funny.
Yeah. And hopefully she'll suck your dick a lot. Like, what is that better? Okay.
There you go. Thank you for covering
I got it out. I'm back. Okay. I'm about to fucking melt.
I'm back, everybody. We don't know where he went. But he's
like a time
warp.
warp.
I was very nervous there for a second. I fucking reached in, grabbed Todd out of my fucking ball sack. Yeah. Okay. All right. So thanks again, Tim Warmels. Find this guy. It premieres in about 3.5-4 hours. Unbelievable. The latest and greatest Canadian Bachelor here on the Todd Shapiro Show on SiriusXM Canada Laughs Ch.168.